What is going on, everybody? It's your boy. First thing first, if you guys know me, know I'm blunt. Keep it 100% on this channel at all times. I will never bullshit you ever. Now let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Now I get asked this tons and tons and tons. Whether or not, how many days do we get off in the Marine Corps? Do we get breaks in the Marine Corps? Do we get breaks in the Marine Corps, right? And the answer to your question is yes, you do. So every year you're given 30 days of paid leave. Paid leave is pretty much your vacation days. You can take those days whenever you want, just as long as it doesn't interfere with a field op or a deployment. So it's pretty much unit discretion. And then you have Liberty. Liberty is pretty much the days that the Marine Corps will give you as a, here you go, Merry Christmas, days off. Let's go ahead and talk about Liberty first, so that I don't confuse you guys with the two. So Liberty, we have two different types of Liberty. We have regular Liberty. We have Special Liberty. Special Liberty is pretty much, I'll talk about Special Liberty here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and touch up on regular Liberty. So regular Liberty is pretty much your weekends. Whenever you get off of work, that is considered Liberty. So whenever you get off of work, you're dismissed from work for the day, you're now on Liberty. So you can go out and pretty much do whatever you want to do as long as you don't get in trouble, right? And then for the weekends, you get Liberty as well, which is called regular weekend Liberty. Usually, obviously, Saturday and Sunday, depending on the up-tempo of your unit, you may have to work on some of those days, but that's rare. Then we're going to touch up on holiday Liberty. So we got holiday Liberty, which is considered regular Liberty. You have those holiday periods, so pretty much you will get those days for every major holiday that we have here in the United States, all the way from Labor Day to Easter to Christmas to Thanksgiving, etc. Depending on what day those holidays actually fall on, will be depending on whether or not those Liberty dates or those Liberty periods will be 72 hours, which is 3 days, and 96 hours, which is 4 days Liberty. All right, now we're going to go ahead and roll in about Special Liberty. Special Liberty is pretty much granted to you whenever you want to travel somewhere that's outside of the restricted travel space for those 72s or those 96s. For instance, for your 72-hour Liberty, you can pretty much travel up 300 miles in a 300-mile radius. So pretty much on a map, look at where you're stationed, get a protractor, measure out 300 miles, and draw a complete circle around that. That huge area is where you're authorized to travel. For 96s, it's a little bit different. You're granted 100 extra miles, which you can travel. So for 96s, you're allowed to travel up to 400 miles away from your duty station. It's your duty station. A lot of people get it confused with the city. A lot of people get it confused with where they actually live out in town. No, it is from your duty station. All right, so you get those actual, freedom and luxury to actually travel. And a lot of Marines complain about it, but you got to think about it. When's the last time you actually drove 300 miles or 400 miles somewhere? The last time I actually did that was whenever I went to Vegas. So that's like I have to actually be going somewhere big in order for me to actually take advantage of that. But other than that, I usually just stay home in the general area. Just to touch back up on the Special Liberty, it's pretty much whenever you guys join, it will be, mirroring the exact same leave request format, which you guys will have to fill out. So it's pretty much like filling out a leave request format. From there, it will get routed up to your commanding officer of your unit. Whenever they approve it, they say, hey, okay, you want to go somewhere that's outside of the restricted area, you're approved to go there. For instance, if you're stationed in MCRD, I'm not sure how far MCRD is away from Las Vegas. I'm quite sure it's above 400 miles because it's like borderline 400 miles from Camp Pendleton. For instance, let's just say you're stationed at MCRD, you want to go to Las Vegas, but Las Vegas is 410 miles away. So it's 10 miles outside of that restricted area. Only thing you guys will have to do is submit a Special Liberty request. It'll get sent up to their CO. I highly doubt they will actually deny anything like that, especially Las Vegas. And you'd be good to travel to Las Vegas. Or you can actually go home on Special Liberty as well. For instance, if you guys don't want to use up your leave days to go home for Christmas or Thanksgiving, you guys can fill out a Special Liberty request, send it up to the CO, so that way you guys can actually fly home or drive home, depending on how far it is, to your family to go spend those holidays with them without actually using up your leave balance. So that's really nice. Now let's go ahead and roll over to leave. Now we have several different types of leave. I'm going to explain a little bit of all of them. All right, first thing we have is annual leave. Next we have convalescent leave. Next we have it's called, I want to say, pregnancy leave. I think that ties into the convalescent leave just a little bit. And also we have pre and post deployment leave. Let's go ahead and talk about the annual leave. So the annual leave is pretty much your days. Those are your days. However many days you have obtained over the years or through the year, those are the days that you are allowed to take for leave. All right, for instance, if you have 15 days to leave, you can take up to 15 days to leave. But just be mindful, you get 2.5 days to leave every month. So if something comes up to where you want to retake leave to go back home because somebody you know is getting married, but you don't have the necessary leave days to do that, you may not be able to go home. So it's kind of a hit and miss, all right? You got to use your leave days wisely, even though you get a lot of them. All right, touching up on convalescent leave. I think that was the next one I had, right? Convalescent leave. Convalescent leave is the leave that pretty much the Marine Corps would give you in the case that you are hurt, you are injured, you just had surgery, or you're on, you just had a baby. If you're a female, you just had a baby, you'll get time off. The Marine Corps will give you those days off, those months off, however long it takes for you to recover, so that way you can successfully recover. That is pretty much convalescent leave. And touching up on the pre and post deployment leave, that is given to you as well. For instance, whenever you're about to deploy, you're given pre-deployment leave, you're getting post-deployment leave. Pre-deployment leave is usually 2 weeks long. Obviously, you get that right before you deploy, to go back home, to spend time with family or whatever, loved ones before you deploy. And then you get the exact same 2 weeks of leave after you come home for deployment to resettle, spend time with your family, your loved ones. And there's one more type of leave I forgot to mention, and it is called foreign leave. Foreign leave is obviously any time you want to travel outside of the United States to a foreign country, you have to submit what they call a foreign leave packet. And it is very, very, very stressful to fill it out. You have to fill that out months in advance if you're going to be traveling outside the United States. The reason why is the Marine Corps and the government pretty much wants to successfully know that you have a plan for traveling outside of the country. They want to know that you will successfully represent them in a professional manner at all times. And they want to know if you have a passport. They want to know if you have all the necessary forms and documents that you need to actually travel to a different country. So that's why it usually takes so long. You have to get screened. It's all this cluttered mess, but it's the beauty of it. You can travel outside the country while serving active duty. Surprise. But hopefully, this video cleared the air with a lot of stuff regarding leave and liberty. Comment down below if you guys want another video of me going in depth of everything. I feel like I'm pressed for time on this video, so I really don't want to do that. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below, or you guys can DM me directly on Instagram at AONixo. I'm backed up right now. I have a lot of DMs. I promise I'm going to get to everybody. Just give me some time. But that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you guys are new, feel free to subscribe. And for those who are already subscribed, hey, you know how we do this thing over here, man. I love y'all.